Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. I hear him chat from the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. We came for one man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man so tough, but mans keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
Woo! Baseball trade deadline. One of your favorite things in baseball happened last night.
Yup. It happened again. For the second time in, 3 days?
Uh-huh.
Dave, let me tell you something, all right? You haven't lived if you haven't watched a baseball game, and during the game, a player gets traded. That's fun in and of itself when a guy has to be pulled mid-game, but he gets traded to the other team that they're playing.
Holy hell.
I love
I
that.
completely missed it.
I love that.
He didn't actually go into the clubhouse and swap out uniforms, did he?
Yeah.
No.
He gapped everybody up.
No.
Yeah.
He reemerged in the other dugout? Whoa! I'm sorry, excuse me for missing this. I don't know if you guys heard. It's football season. It's arrived. It's
I don't know who
August
this guy is,
3rd.
but I like him.
I mean, but listen, do tell. I don't want to get.
No, I think I did just tell.
Okay.
I think I did. That was the telling part.
Who are the guys?
Oh, God, I don't even know. Like, I don't care. I just like when he gets traded, and then he says goodbye to everybody, and then he's on the other team.
Jose Caballero.
I love it so much. And it happened the other day in between a doubleheader. So he actually then pitched against his former team.
yeah, that one was cool.
Right after. I love it so much. It's such a weird, quirky Major League Baseball thing. I don't understand, like, how does it happen? Does the one general manager of the one team is like, hey, the other GM, he's like right downstairs. Why don't we just make a deal? Like, is that how it actually happens?
What's the icebreaker? Where you staying? Good brunch there. Hey, your middle reliever. What's the deal there?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's so many other teams you can call to make a deal, but, I'm going to work with that guy right there.
I feel
love
like
it.
it's the same approach that swingers use, right? You approach someone at a bar and like a couple and like, what's the deal? Like, maybe
Is that how they do it?
I think so.
Us two, you two.
Yeah.
You've never been approached by swingers?
Oh, man.
I've been approached once.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
There was a couple at a bar. I went to go get a drink on my own, and they were just chatting me up, and they were really friendly. Offered to buy me a drink. I was like, sure, absolutely. And they asked me what I was doing later. Both of them.
But did you catch on immediately? Because I don't think I would have caught on.
I didn't catch on immediately. No, I caught on after they asked me basically to go back to their home.
And then the next morning, how did it?
Yeah, how was it?
They put out towels.
Oh.
Did you go and like tell your wife about this? And like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what do we do? Like you had a
No, I wasn't
sit-down
considering.
conversation?
No, I wasn't considering the offer. But I went back and I was like, "Be
Were they
careful with
uggos?
those. Be careful with those people."
No, but what do we do? Was it for just you to join or you and your wife to join?
They knew that my wife was there.
Okay, so it was for you and your wife.
I think so.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Would have been awkward if they said, not you, though.
Yeah.
Just
Not the other one.
You're the spokesman over here. We need to
so
go in the corner.
talk to you to get to her, but you sit down. Sit this one out, champ. I'm just saying. No, don't look at me like that. We're all playing this game. No? Okay. All right.
Did you make up that baseball player's name?
Yeah,
I've
what was
never
the
heard
guy's
of
name
him
again?
before.
Jose Caballero.
Yeah, he beats me.
Well, come on. Oh, I know who he is, but Billy, for those that don't know, who's Jose Caballero?
He's like a infielder for Tampa.
Was.
Well, he was.
Was an
Now he's a
infielder for
Yankee,
Tampa.
right? I think he's like
Yep.
a second baseman, shortstop. He's one of these guys. plays 1,000
Division
positions.
rivals and
Yep.
everything. I would love it if they came out and took it. I mean, is it implausible that the pitcher would throw at his pals from earlier in the
Dad,
day?
You traded
Set
me.
the tone.
Do you have to prove to your new teammates, hey, I'm down with this new cause?
Oh, right.
I definitely am chippy enough that I would definitely. You just traded me? Well, now I'm going to make you miss me by throwing one at your head.
Now, Dave,
right in your ear.
Dave, if you were in the clubhouse, the new clubhouse, and the new guy walks in, do you haze him immediately?
Well, not in the short term because you want to get the dirt on the guys in the other clubhouse right there.
So you go easy on them, like, hey, man, welcome. Hey, can I get you a drink or something? We got you here. Again, it sounds like swingers.
But what do you do? Are you like good sportsmanship where, nah, I'm not gonna tell you about our that's in the past, you know.
You guys saw this in college football. There's a kid from Memphis he knew he was done. He was going to transfer. They're playing against UTSA. He DMs the quarterback for UTSA. All of the defensive coverages. He tells them, like, number zero is dealing with a hamstring injury.
I don't like that.
That's what I'm talking about.
He gave him everything. But it's not like he had transferred. He still was on Memphis for the game. It's just he knew, like, this is the last game. I'm not going to be here next year anyway.
That's real bad.
That sucks.
I can't imagine that there's that much to tell the other team in baseball. Like this, I mean, they have the same information about where to pitch a guy and everything else, but football, touche.
I mean, it's a very...
But football, definitely.
Yeah.
If you ask different guys, they'll tell you different things. Like, bringing in the guy who just got cut by the other team doesn't have that much value. But other guys say, oh, yes, immensely valuable to hear what the other locker room is talking about.
I love it. I got so many messages last night on Twitter. Zaslow, with the video attached. Zaslow, your favorite thing in all of sports. I love it. It's a quirky thing.
It is a funny thing because it's happened. People know it happens. But you're almost like Christopher Columbus. This land already existed, but you put your flag on it, so now it's yours. And so now every time that happens, everyone will immediately think of you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
I do have a baseball-related question.
Sure.
When are they playing this game at Bristol Motor Speedway? I feel like they've been advertising this thing for a month. I see the merch, and everyone keeps tagging me because I'm obviously a big left turns guy. But when are they playing this game? They haven't played it yet. I was told Roy was locked in a Braves-Reds. 2 teams scored 8 runs each in the 8th inning. That seems like an electric game. I'm like, wow, they played it at Bristol Motor Speedway? He was like, nope. When is this game happening?
Saturday.
So they're just going. Are they in Cincinnati now, flying to Bristol Motor Speedway, and then?
How far? I thought it was like driving distance. It's not driving distance.
I mean Cincinnati's close.
Yeah, I think that's the point of doing it there, right? Is because.
But they're doing it in the middle of the series. That's inconvenient.
Like it's give it some pomp and circumstance, man.
Does it do anything for you? The baseball at a track, at a curiosity, and
I wonder about the seating, right? Because the bleachers or the stands, whatever, are very far from the infield. And the infield is where they put the diamond. The diamond is literally entirely encapsulated in the infield.
I've seen the setup. The home plate is hugging a part of the grandstand.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be seats that are way further away, and they have an outfield wall that they build before that.
It probably can't be any worse than the LA Coliseum was, where the Dodgers actually played in their first couple of years when they moved out to LA. I went to that exhibition game against the Red Sox when they played a couple. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar somehow got off the hook for this one. You always see the the celebrity pitches. He had, among the very worst. Way down there with some of the worst you've ever seen, and somehow he got a complete pass on this. And I talked to him about it once. And I said, didn't you not just embarrass yourself, but the entire sport of basketball with that throw? And he said, I saw Pamela Anderson walk behind home plate as I threw the ball. So I gave him a pass on it.
Speaking of Pamela Anderson, you see these reviews?
The reviews are on
for
fire.
Naked Gun.
Reviews are on fire, baby.
Really?
Very high scores. Yes. Dave, Rotten Tomatoes, that's the gospel, all right? If they tell you it's a good movie.
The gospel.
It's a good movie. 90% certified fresh Naked Gun.
Yeah, what about the audience?
86.
86 from
This
the
is
audience.
like the discussion that you guys were having a couple of days ago about misjudging players as they entered the league. I misjudged this. If this ends up being a funny movie, I will be stunned because cynical Dave expected this to be a bum picture.
I feel like Seth MacFarlane is the perfect guy.
Of course. He's a guy. It's clear how much he was influenced by Airplane and those types of movies that came out, those parody movies of the 80s. It's all through Family Guy. It's in Ted. It's in everything. A Million Ways to Die in the West. Like, all of them have that same sensibility. So he's perfect. And I talked about this. I think we were sitting outside because guess what, guys? Another seal of approval. Billy Corbin saw it. 2 thumbs up for Billy.
Is
Corbin.
he usually? I mean, obviously he's a filmmaker, but like, is he usually tough on stuff like that?
I trust Billy Corbin. Man.
Okay.
He comes from that world.
I could see him being tough on movies.
I could see him be tough on movies too, right? But the point is, like I said, I was talking about the other day. Leslie Nielsen was a dramatic actor before he did Airplane. That's what the reason he was cast in Airplane.
I don't think I knew that.
They wanted someone who could deliver deadpan, serious lines like a dramatic actor. They didn't want anyone goofy. And it was so funny that it just literally launched a whole career in comedy of doing these types of roles. And Billy was the one that told me the Zucker brothers they would cast their mom in bit parts in every movie. And she was saying, she looked at Leslie Nielsen and said, my boys ruined that man's career. Because he was a dramatic actor, and after that...
He'll never be able to be in a drama
He'll never be able to be in a drama again. And so Leslie Nielsen is that guy. He's like, he hasn't really been in any comedies. He had that one cameo role in Life's Too Short, one cameo role in Atlanta. But other than that, all of his roles are very serious roles or action roles, but not comedy.
Neeson's made basically the same picture about 27 times over the last
They're
decade.
all different. Don't you dare say that.
I'm sorry.
I watch Ice Road, and I watch Taken, and I watch Memory, and I watch Blacklight, and they're all different movies.
Is that the one, Ice what? Is that the
Ice
one
Road.
When he fights the dogs?
No,
There's one where he has he wages
that's the
war
Gray.
with
That's the Gray.
The
No,
Gray.
I didn't take that one.
Yeah, Cold Pursuit, Unknown.
This guy loves a winner, huh?
This guy, man, look. Oh, yeah, it's a good point. All these movies are... No, you've gone too far. No. I watched a Walk Through the Tombstones the other day.
Yeah, you might have made that movie up.
Man. Oh, that's a game to play. Liam Neeson movie? Or not?
Made up. Yeah.
Oh,
I like the idea. So it seems like Naked Gun is going to be a huge hit.
I hope so.
At what point were, the casting directors, they got the screenplay, they're figuring out who to cast, and just someone all of a sudden says, you know who I think should be the lead female? Pamela Anderson.
I think that's in line with the old franchise because it's Priscilla Presley.
Yep.
Right?
And Nicole Smith.
Yeah, I feel like that's actually a bang-on casting.
I mean, I think it's great. I think I wouldn't be as interested in whoever the lead female is in the movie. It's Pamela Anderson. Like, I think it's
You
pretty
think
cool.
it's going to be a hit? I'm sorry, Dave. You think it's going to be a hit just based off of the critical reviews? It's a tough time for comedies at the box office right now. There's loads of competition. Superman's still going strong. Fantastic Four is out there.
Okay, so a hit means is it going to make money? That's what we're talking about?
That's what, and we talked about how studios are watching this one to see if they want to take the risk.
Yeah, you know what? I think so. I think it is going to be a hit.
You think so? Wow.
Yeah. Because it's a franchise that most people know of. Naked Gun. Oh, it's a new Naked Gun movie. And people are really enjoying it. And I know Liam Neeson. Oh, Pamela Anderson? Yeah, I think it's going to be a hit.
The fact that those two are now dating is it can only help matters, right? And by the way, who should, if not Pamela Anderson? It feels like it needs to be age appropriate. Neeson's not a young fella. If you put him in there with a 30-year-old,
What's the age difference there?
70 and 58, I think.
It's not bad.
15 years. 15 years.
I do love Amin what you said about casting Leslie Nielsen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm convinced if you go back and watch Starship Troopers that Casper Van Dien was not let in on the fact that it was supposed to be a satire.
Yeah.
Much like if you watch Flash Gordon, the guy who played Flash Gordon from 1981, I think everybody was in on it. Like, this is supposed to be a goof, but don't tell the lead.
Right.
Let him take it real seriously because he's a terrible actor, and that will help what we're trying to do here.
Ted 2, another Ted 2 reference. The guy from Flash Gordon was
That's
in Ted
right,
2, but fully embracing at that point
Right.
the absurdity of it all. But yeah, no, absolutely. Casper Van Dien thought he was making like Star Wars. Like,
That's right.
He really was throwing himself into
Him and
it.
Denise Richards.
Why when they're being asked about, I think it was on the Today Show, Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson, are you guys a couple, are you guys dating? Like, Liam Neeson was so coy about it. If I was dating Pamela Anderson, I'm telling everybody. Like, why would I not admit to dating Pamela Anderson? What is that?
Well, it made me think that maybe they did date, but they aren't. And
They've already broken up?
Well, this is... It was rumored. It was rumored, I think, while they were shooting. But I think now, is it being used to market the movie a little bit? We're talking about it.
Well done. You win, guys. You did it.
Will this rival, do you say, Zaz, since you seem to be the most enthusiastic about this
I'm into
release,
it.
will it rate in your top 5 comedies of the 21st century?
Oh, I mean, I got to think about it. I already know. It's, my favorite comedies, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, probably my favorite. 40-Year-Old Virgin, probably my second favorite. After Knocked Up, love Knocked Up. After those, then it's up for a discussion.
What, Tropic Thunder?
Yeah, Tropic Thunder is great, but I do I have it in my top 5? Maybe. Tropic Thunder's
Self-interviewing,
obviously
Zaz.
Yeah.
Is it in my top 5? Maybe. He's not sure.
Yeah.
The respondent wasn't sure of what the questioner was asking.
Yeah,
You
there's
left
some spots
MacGruber
available.
off. Don't forget MacGruber.
Never seen MacGruber.
Oh, wow.
Never seen it.
I mean, well,
Never seen
MacGruber's
MacGruber.
great.
Yeah, never seen it.
Great Chris Jericho appearance.
Really?
A lot of wrestler cameos in that one.
Yeah, so Naked Gun's got a chance. It's got it. And I know people are saying, "Oh, what about The Hangover? Most overrated movie ever."
I completely agree with you about that. Zach Galifianakis makes it. It's a little unsettling in places too.
Like, it doesn't mean that it's not funny. It's
fine.
very funny. But
It's got some great stuff in it.
it's the most overrated movie.
It is definitely overrated. Underrated, as it turns out, is Talladega Nights.
Oh, it's a very funny movie. Very funny.
Or Step Brothers.
Anchorman.
Step Brothers.
Anchorman probably gets in my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not like a mean crack dealer, like a nice one. Like, hey, like to buy some crack? I love that movie. Hey, do you guys want to play a game? It's called Real Liam Neeson Movie or Made Up Title.
Wow, you already did that?
Already got it. All right. The game is pretty simple. I'm going to say
Tremendous
Double
game
Dare?
show theme. It is Double Dare.
titles
Tremendous.
of some movies. Some of them are made up. Some of them are real. We'll start with a softball. Honest Thief. Is it a real Liam Neeson movie or is it made up?
I'm going to go real.
You said it was a softball. I'm gonna go against. I'm gonna say fake.
I think it's real.
Tony?
I hope it's real.
Billy?
Real?
Roy? You already know. Roy knows. It's a real movie. Honest Thief.
It's a great
He's
game.
a bank robber, and then he stops bank robbing. He never gets caught, but then he meets a woman. And when he meets a woman,
One last job?
one last
job.
Why is that, Zaz?
We know what women love. Specifically wives.
wives. And it is his fiance, so it's close enough.
Zaslow theory keeps making up green.
Tell me when I'm wrong.
Money.
Tell me when I'm wrong. We know what wives love.
All right, here we go. Let's ratchet it up here. Made in Japan. Made in Japan.
Fake.
Is it a real Liam Neeson movie or is it a fake?
Fake.
The diabolical way to go here would be to float real movie titles and then whether or not Neeson appears in that movie, as he did in the early 80s underrated gem, The Bounty, the remake of Mutiny on the Bounty. I'm going to go fake.
Fake.
I'm gonna go real.
Real.
Fake.
Fake. Really?
I said fake before.
Fake.
Fake.
It is fake. He is in a movie called Made in Italy.
Oh, that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
of.
Not Made
well
in
done.
Japan.
Yeah.
Made
All
in
right.
Japan is also a movie from 2015, so Dave's game is kind of what you're accidentally playing here.
Cold Storage. Is he in a movie called Cold Storage?
I'm going fake. I think he's in a movie called Cold Something, but it's not storage.
Yes, parking my car in the same garage as Zaz. here.
Okay.
Whoa.
I think he loves the winner. But I'm going to say this is fake.
Uh-huh.
Fake.
Billy?
I'll go real.
Okay. Roy?
No, this is fake.
Cold Storage.
Sorry, guys. Cold Storage is a real Liam Neeson movie.
Oh, Cold
year?
Storage and Cold Pursuit? Wow.
Cold Storage was 2015? 2025, excuse me. 2025.
What's
I
the
misspoke.
synopsis
Is
of
it out
Cold
yet?
Storage?
Synopsis for Cold Storage. Liam Neeson, Georgina Campbell, blah, blah, blah. The thriller movie directed by Johnny Campbell. I guess it's not out yet.
Well,
That's a trick question, then.
Oh, here we
you
go.
tricked me.
Cold Storage. 2 young employees of a self-storage company built on the site of an old U.S. military base had their wildest night shift ever when a parasitic fungus escapes. And you said he makes
Oh,
the same
so
movies over and over.
it's like The Thing.
A little bit. All right, next one. The Commuter.
Oh, that's real.
The Commuter.
That's taking on a train.
The Commuter.
I'm going to go fake again here.
I've seen it. It's real.
I've seen it too.
Kind of gave it away.
That's going
Ab-
to... I fold.
I gotta say real.
Did you phobe that?
After being contacted by a mysterious stranger, Michael is forced to uncover the identity of a hidden passenger on the train before the last stop.
That's a good movie.
It is a good movie. That's big. If we're doing big movie, not big movie, that's big movie.
Yep, agreed.
Vera Farmiga. is the stranger who approaches him. I like her.
Yes, that's all right.
I like her.
My boy's
really
locked in, dude.
Marlowe. A movie named Marlowe. Is that a real movie, Zaz, or is it a made-up title?
I think Liam Neeson would look at a script of a movie called Marlowe and say, I'm not even reading this.
Wasn't Philip Marlowe a PI, a fictional PI? Does that ring a bell?
Yes, that is a
So did he fill the role once filled by, I think, Lee Horsley in the 80s?
well done.
Oh,
I'm
trivia
gonna
night.
say he did not fill that role.
Okay. Tony,
Fake.
Mike,
I'm gonna say real. I'm guessing though.
Billy.
I'll go real.
Real.
It is a real movie, and he did play Philip Marlowe, a gripping noir crime thriller set in late 1930s Bay City centers around a brooding, down-on-his-luck detective. And you said he plays the same role.
Why would Liam Neeson be in that role? That seems weird.
And that has been Real or Fake Liam Neeson Movie. That's
game.
right.
That's
I
a good
made up
game.
only one of them.
That was well done.
Can I just add, by the way, going off the theme there, the Double Dare theme, there were fewer things that were more exciting when you were a child than when the Double Dare, the competition at the end of the show were to come on television.
Dig in that nose.
When Mark Summers says, on your mark,
Yep.
you know it was about to get started.
Few things were more exciting than that.
I never liked how that guy dressed.
Mark
What, with
Summers?
sneakers?
Yeah.
Take it up with a 90s pal.
He was just trying to be cool, and I'm like, yo, man, you're a grown man. Like, dress like a grown man. Or get someone younger in the role.
Huh?
A suit jacket, pair
With
of
the
blue
jeans.
and a pair of sneakers.
I don't
White
like
sneakers.
He's trying to be Jerry Seinfeld.
it. Yeah,
basically.
I don't like
No,
it.
Jerry Seinfeld wanted to be Mark Summers.
Wow,
Jerry
that's an
Seinfeld.
accusation.
Come on.
Shock. He swagger jacked him. Put it on the poll. Did Jerry Seinfeld swagger jack Mark Summers?
Preposterous.
I mean, you do touch on something that Mina Kimes just put out on social media earlier this week. Her husband, I guess, wrote a piece about this, and it really is getting to the place that her husband has decided he's not going to wear the big jeans.
What do you say?
Yeah, he's out on the big jeans.
He just said it.
What's that?
He just said it.
I'm not doing the big jeans either.
I'm not going to do them either. If fashion trends dictate that it's time for cools to go back to the bigger jeans, I'm going to sit it out now. I've reached the station in life, the catch-22 that confronts all fellas, which is which way are you going to go? If you try to keep up with the trends, you guys, like Roy will look at me, point at me, and laugh and be like, "Ha! Look at those jeans. He looks like a jackass in them." But if I abide by my fashions from that I started in '95, then I look like I'm something out of a museum. Like I think I'm Samson. Like I can't change what I got going for the last 25 years.
The crazy thing is, there has to be a happy medium, right? Or else you're going to wear something that sooner or later will come back and become in style.
That's what I'm hoping
You're-
for. That's
so-
where I've gotten to.
So to that note, I have a pair of jorts and I have a pair of cargo camo shorts.
That you're holding on to?
I was holding on to
jorts
this
are
whole
back,
time.
buddy.
I know.
Jorts are back.
I know.
Camo shorts, we still got a little ways to go.
Camo cargo.
I used to love
The Wiz
Camo
Khalifa joints.
Exactly.
We got another 10 years of those.
They're sitting. They're waiting, biding their time in the back of my closet.
2030, 2032, we're back. I got a pair too. Just keep holding.
The Wiz Khalifa's was really funny. You wear them with bright shoes.
Of course, like yellow shoes.
Yeah, yellow shoes.
You had to.
He could wear it into the club.
Wait,
Nobody
you're
else
just-
could. Just him.
You're just describing Wiz Khalifa. It's crazy.
But there is there a style or a fashion sense that is timeless? That's the question.
Well, 19th century fancy man Beau Brummel said that a well-dressed man's clothes go unnoticed. That's what I'm shooting for.
Say it again in a 19th century voice.
Beau Brummel. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Pittsburgh accent.
19th century Pittsburgh accent.
I don't have that kind of range. What does a 19th century accent even sound like? I can do mid-century.
Mid-centuries.
I can do that. Like, look, fella, what you want to do is you want your dungarees to look just right, smart. You're the bee's knees, tip top. I can't do. I can't go back two
Good enough.
centuries at this.
It's good enough.
Yeah. So I tried it. Now I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to wear jeans that aren't skinny and they're not baggy. And I'm like, oh, this is hard, man. And also, it's hard to find them. Have you found that? Like, I've got some jeans that are like, oh, these fit perfectly, and then through wear and tear. I'm like, oh, well, I got to get a new pair. And it's like, doesn't exist.
I have not put on, this is true. I'm proud. I don't know how proud I am, but it's a statement of fact. I have not put on a pair of jeans since COVID. Proper jeans.
Wow.
Like denim jeans, like what you have on.
Wow.
Blue denim jeans I've not worn since COVID.
How?
I just got out of wearing them and never went back.
I rarely wear jeans anymore either, but I can't say I haven't worn jeans since COVID.
Jeans are just dead to you guys? That's it?
I may go back. I may
Falling out
dabble.
of my rotation.
I haven't worn jeans and I can't remember one.
Are jeans out?
Jeans are still in.
Okay.
Jeans are very, very in still. Yeah.
had,
Everybody wants jeans.
I had one pair of jeans that I loved that I tried to avoid washing really because I didn't want them to be ruined, and they bit the dust in like the last World Cup, and I haven't worn jeans since. So yeah,
3
Qatar,
years?
World Cup Qatar.
Qatar.
Thank
In
you.
fairness, I don't know if this is the group to be asking if
That's
this
also
is
true.
in or out.
That's very true.
fashion-wise, though.
Big jeans are all the way in, by the way.
Yeah.
So
I know, I have
just in
kids.
case you guys are asking.
My back to school shopping happened last weekend.
And you're like, you want these?
Yeah, literally. I'm like, I felt like my parents all over again. I'm like, wait a second, this is weird.
Miami's also a really difficult city for jeans.
Jeans are really uncomfortable.
super.
Yeah, I could see how that would be
I have like greenhouse gases in my pants.
a lot of methane happening.
No, it's just like it's swampy.
Oh, okay, you know what greenhouse.
Yeah,
gases
yeah,
are, right?
yeah. Well, I'm not farting all
That's
that
what
much.
that's what it sounded like. It was
No, it's just like
farts
you wear
trapped in
jeans in
there.
South Florida during the summer, you're gonna have an ecosystem in your pants.
Hey, to some people you pay extra for
Or
that.
I might just be happy to see you.
There you go, Billy.
Hey.
Sampson's going to a Marlins game. Is this his first Marlins game since he left?
He announced on Twitter that he's going to the Marlins game on Sunday and that this is the first time he's been there since 2017 when he sold the team.
Will he sit in the stands or will he be in like a suite?
Very unclear. Very unclear because it's like Jack McKeon Day. They're inaugurating him into the Marlins Hall of Fame. There's a Jack McKeon bobblehead.
It's the Yankees.
Definitely a suite.
So he's going to,
Definitely a suite.
The way that it was kind of put out there led to many questions because there will be people honoring presumably Jack McKeon, but I don't think things ended in a way in which he will be on the field honoring Jack McKeon. So then does he buy tickets? Is he sitting, right behind home plate?
Now,
with
when you
Marlins
say in a
man?
way it ended obviously between him and the team, or did something happen with him and McKeon?
No, him and the team.
Okay.
Well, and him and Jeter famously, but Jeter also has been long gone. But I don't know how things are with him and Bruce Sherman. But it was also like the way that it was put out there, I was kind of wondering, like, is he anticipating some sort of celebratory welcome amongst the fans?
So the way it typically works, right? I've been to a couple of these in Phoenix. They've honored Sean Marion and Amari Stoudemire recently. And they get everyone out there, and then there's a suite. So for the most of the game, everyone's just in the suite, and then we do the halftime thing, and the main guys sit on the court and all that and take the pictures and have the speeches, and then back to the suite, and that's also where the family members are all and all that. I would imagine if they're honoring Jack McKeon, that Sampson would be one of the people seated on the field. Now, what we might have is the same situation as what happened in Chicago when they did their Ring of Honor for the 96 Bulls, and Jerry Krause's widow was there. And, they announced everyone. And there's, Bill Wennington.
Nothing
and
will ever be like that.
There's Representative Phil Jackson, his son, Sonny Jackson or whatever. Or was it?
No, I think you got it.
was
Sonny Jackson. Yeah, you got
Gordy
it.
Jackson.
Or was it Fredro? I don't know. And then representing the late Jerry Krause, Susan Krause. But they never got to Susan Krause because representing the late Jerry Krause, boo! It just went crazy.
It was very sad. Yeah.
So it was awful because
She was crying in the
of
stands.
course. Well, I mean, it's two things. Number one, obviously she's not a public person, so any sort of reaction at all, regardless of whether it was directed to her or her husband.
But he's dead, and he was behind
That's-
6 titles.
That's what I'm saying. That's the harder part. It's like they're booing my dead husband.
Right.
That part.
Who helped build 6
Yeah.
titles,
The most successful era in sports in that city ever.
which they have not come close to ever again.
In any sport.
Somebody said it to me 90 seconds after I walked in the door here yesterday, meeting people, and for some reason that came up was had there been social media in Jordan's prime, would there be a different? Would we think less of him than we do
Probably.
currently? Right? It kind of makes sense. I don't know how that came up literally as I walked in the door here.
Welcome to Middle Arc Media, buddy. That's how we do.
But it would be bad. I mean, the funniest story in Last Dance is when Dennis Rodman, in the middle of the finals, ditches to
goes to Vegas.
And then
And
Phil
then
Jackson.
the NWO.
And then Phil Jackson's like, well, we got to get the worm back from Vegas. And Michael Jordan's like, I got it, coach. And well, Mike, you're our best player. You can't go. Sorry. I'm at the airport. 30,000 feet in the sky. Can't hear you, coach. See you in a few.
Oh, man. Theater of the mind.
So you think that Sampson's not going to be announced, though?
I have an answer on where he's going to be sitting. He is indeed an invited guest of Jack McKeon, and Jack McKeon gets to fill out that suite as the luminary should, and Sampson will be in that suite.
Are there going to be any speeches, though? That's my thing, because typically when they have the speeches, there are people out there
There's
on the
not a shot to give him a microphone.
When's the
on that
last
field.
time we've seen Jack McKeon publicly? I feel like I have not seen him publicly in many years.
I interviewed him with David Sampson during COVID, and let me tell you. Did you see him? Early days of Zoom with Jack McKeon.
He knew how to work a Zoom?
No. Did he know how to work a Zoom? No one did. No one was.
5 years.
He was chomping the cigar for sure.
People
though.
forget the early days of pandemic content
seashells
creation.
on his shirt.
Zoom really wasn't industry standard. Skype was.
Skype. Shout out to Skype, man.
Skype was.
Drop the
RIP.
ball. The biggest backdrop in the history of, I guess, Blockbuster.
You know why? Because it was very difficult, Skype. It wasn't user-friendly.
It was awful.
And, oh, my God, Bob Costas and Skype he didn't even have internet.
You know what old Jack McKeon is these days?
How old is he?
90s?
94.
I was so worried when they announced this, and they said Jack McKeon's going to be the third person inducted. I'm like, Jack McKeon should be the first, and we should do it opening week because at 94.
First was Conine.
Yeah, but
Second Leland.
But are we going to play the game where we're going to gamble on April to August there? I would have been like, April. Let's just make sure we get Jack in there. Yeah.
Tell you what, though, the atmosphere for Leland was such a disgrace. It was really embarrassing. Just because it was a random game. I mean, maybe it was a weekend game, but there was no one there. And he's Jim Leland, you know. This weekend they're playing the Yankees. I would imagine it's going to be a really good crowd.
But that's what I don't like, because there are so many New York transplants down here. You don't want the day that you honor this guy to be filled with fans for the other team.
You think they'll boo him because you beat us in the World Series?
No,
in
I mean
2003?
there'll be Miami Yankees fans, so they'll probably cheer.
I think he'll get a really nice reception. But
hope so.
Leland, it was an embarrassment.
I hope so. Because then again, I don't know. He's 94. Does he care? When you reach, there's an age where you just don't care anymore.
What does that mean?
Well, is there an age where you don't?
Well, you guys are kind of there now with the gene thing.
Cleared it up, yeah.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Who is, if I may ask, is it Jimmy Leland? Is your greatest legend with the Marlins? The Buccos?
You got really
great skipper.
comfortable there calling him Jimmy Leland. It's James Leland to you, sir.
I'm sorry. Well, he's one of those guys who really benefit. He's one of the great examples out there, along with Angela Lansbury, and a relatively short list of looking a certain way when you're 38, and then you get to ride that for the next half century.
Dame Maggie
it ends
Smith.
up being a gift, right? But who? I mean, really?
McKeon, to answer your question, McKeon is more beloved down here than Jim Leland.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
But who? Well, okay. Well, then among the players, who is the face of the Marlins of over the last 30 years?
The guy that's nicknamed Mr. Marlin is Jeff Conine.
Conine.
He's played for a lot of different teams.
But was on both World Series teams for the Marlins.
That's his claim to Mr. Marlin.
The connection, the spiritual connection, and it's not necessarily a great one, is that the Marlins in their early days tried to gain fandom locally by buying a title. Everybody remembers infamously when they did that. It's kind of what the Rams did 5 years ago. There is no buzz, as somebody who is in Los Angeles and likes to talk about pro football a lot. Very rarely is the conversation about the Rams or the Chargers, really. In L.A., it has not worked necessarily that it doesn't command the attention. The Lakers are still bigger. The Dodgers are still bigger.
The
and
Raiders,
NFC
the
is probably
Raiders
bigger.
are,
Raiders
the Raiders
kinda
are
there,
bigger
too.
in LA than either the Rams or the Chargers.
I feel like that's kind of dissipating now a little bit. I don't hear as much as you did a decade ago. It was clear that was LA's team.
Gosh, they still follow a team that's not even in their state, huh?
Yeah,
not in the state.
it's
It's
pathetic.
2 cities away.
Yeah, but still, it's not their state.
But if they just moved, right? Like there's people in Oakland who are still Raiders fans, even though they're in a different state. But think about being in a city. You are 2 cities removed. It'd be like if the Kings moved, the Sacramento Kings moved, and people in Kansas City are like, I still follow them though.
Yeah, that's weird.
It is weird.
It's weird. I think it shows low self-esteem. If you continue to root for a team that bailed on you, you got dumped. Like I just want my ex-wife and her new husband, who she left me for, to make it. I'm rooting for those 2 kids. Why? Why would you cheer for them? They dumped you.
Yeah, well, they didn't dump you. She dumped you, and then he.
Well, because they met Mike at the bar and took him home with them.
But Samson, if he's on, first of all, he has to have security, right?
No.
Please.
Samson, you got Samson being able to walk the concourse and no one will mess with him.
Easily.
Yeah.
No one's gonna do that.
He's been a caustic
You
personality.
have people caring that much at Marlins games? Like, oh, there's David Sampson. Let me get a piece
And
of
he's
my
been
mind.
gone for a really long time.
Ah, man.
And the show's tried to normalize him.
Have we been successful?
No.
To an extent, I think.
I
so.
do think we've helped. I don't know.
We've helped.
Well, okay. So how about this? Like, you're gonna have what's the one thing that people down here, if they really hate Samson, they really hate him about? It's the stadium,
It's
right?
a stadium deal.
So people who are at the stadium, enjoying the stadium, are gonna be mad at the guy who got them the stadium.
Well, no,
in
it's
that
also
moment.
all the trades.
Okay,
that they
but
would hate him
also,
for.
but
he's also, let's be real, not going to be amongst the people. He's not going to be in the concourse. He's going to be suite level, and he's not going to interact with any actual fans.
But also, knowing what we know now about this current ownership and Bruce Sherman, the ownership Samson was a part of won a World Series and had a bunch of competitive years after 2003. This ownership now, you would love to have those years that the Marlins had
I would
back
argue
then.
this Marlins ownership group's made the playoffs twice, and his only made it once.
Oh, but come on. I mean, the one time with COVID, give me a break, all right? That was nonsense.
I mean, your Heat team
It was
made
a
the playoffs
50
with COVID,
it was
and
a
you
50
walk
it
around
was
with
a
a
50-game
Eastern Conference
schedule.
championship banner all the
Billy,
time.
it's a 50-game schedule. That's not baseball. I'm sorry. Give me a break.
Hey, Mike, my friend in fashion, what is the best, what generation of Marlins get-ups ranks number 1 for you?
Teal. Teal.
Yeah.
I think part of what's happened down here is there's very few connection points because it's such a transient franchise. You have to guess which player you identify with, and then they've had every color but the one that worked.
The game has changed. Weed is legal now with Stugotz and Greg Cody.
I'll tell a story if it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
When I first took the first edible I ever took was in New York, and at the time I was breaking the law. Okay, so now you can feel good about telling your story. And the guy told me, "Hey, just eat half of this." And so I ate half, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I didn't feel anything. and he begged me just to eat half. And he did say on the front end it might take a while, but I was impatient.
Right.
Because when you smoke marijuana, you get instant gratification. And waiting an hour or two for something to kick in was not something I was familiar with.
Right.
So I ate another half, which became a full cookie. And 60 minutes later, I don't remember anything. I woke up the next morning on the floor in my wife's uncle's apartment because Abby had to throw me into a cab with her, and she took me home. And I was curled up in the fetal position, and I don't remember a thing after the second half of that cookie.
Wow.
This was last Wednesday. So, with that being said, feel free to share your story of you having 4 cookies in Colorado.
Yeah, I wolfed them down. It was 3 or 4. I didn't know
3
how.
or 4?
Yeah, I
You
wolfed
don't
them
ask?
down.
You don't
Well-
say, hey, person I'm purchasing this from, how fast should I do these?
The guy at the thing, and it was one of those official things where they dress like pharmacists in there, and they sold me a vial of edible cookies, and it was in Colorado, so it's 100% legal. And my wife and I are getting ready to go to dinner. We popped open the thing. She had a nibble of one, and I ate, I think, probably 2 or 3, and it hit me by the time we got to that restaurant.
I just love how terrified you are of this conversation. You keep throwing in there like it's perfectly legal what I did.
To be fair to Greg, this has not exactly been, the most up and up thing to talk about for 60 years of his life.
Right, exactly.
This is a fairly recent phenomenon. We just go, oh yeah, everything's fine now.
No, and I don't, we did that because we were vacationing in Colorado, and I wanted to
Stop giving qualifiers.
I have to give a qualifier.
Greg, more qualifiers.
It feels better when you're doing it legally. It
Right,
does.
I'm gonna.
understand.
I don't smoke anymore. I mean, I don't do that. I did in
Totally
college.
lying, trying to make them feel better. I mean,
Thank you. Thanks for that.
getting away with it was much more fun. I mean, seriously.
I had my day doing that. So
We used to get dime bags at a place in Hillside, Queens. It was called the Tie Door. Oh, was it fantastic? You never saw the guy. You just saw his hand. You would see his
like
hand.
a first touch in a marriage?
Yeah, you would see.
A Miami woman voted for Donald Trump, and then her fiancé disappeared inside Alligator Alcatraz. And FIFA FAFO, Miami-Dade County has a $400 million budget deficit, raising taxes, slashing services left and right, and yet we're still giving $46 million to FIFA for World Cup. And Roy and I will be doing our best material off the air, as is the tradition here at Because Miami. And speaking of ice, Roy, what's happening on the hockey show?
Well, 3 Ice is a 3-on-3 hockey tournament that is currently playing right here in South Florida at the Panthers practice facility at the Baptist Health Iceplex. And we're going to have a person representing the 3 Ice New York, New Jersey team. That's Mr. Devil himself, Ken Danico. That's coming up today on the Hockey Show.
I should probably do these before we do Mystery Crate now.
Why is that?
Because now Billy and Izzy already left, and I have to track them down to do the promo, and it'd be nice to talk about how breakfast, going out to breakfast is stupid, and you learned a little bit about Marvel on this episode.
Yeah.
You asked about Comic-Con.
I don't care about the Gilded Age.
You don't care about the Gilded Age?
Or history.
Honestly.
No, I
Well,
like
certain
history.
history.
I like history.
Yeah.
I just don't like medieval things. I don't like Gilded Age. I don't like Victorian things. That's all.
Jess was talking about Downton Abbey.
Boring.
Downton Abbey.
Super boring.
I don't know how anybody watches Downton Abbey.
I've never watched it. It's terrible.
Okay. They're making a movie.
Thanks for other people.
They're making a
Yes.
They're making a movie to wrap it up, and I'm like, oh my god, this looks so boring.
This hasn't been wrapped up already. Wrap this thing up.
Seriously, it's been on TV forever.
Put on a bow and see ya.
Anyway.
Anyways, Tony's a dork. That's
Tony's-
also-
No,
Yeah.
there was an accusation.
He wants to
but
go
I
to
was just
Comic-Con.
learning. I was learning.
He was expanding his mind.
Thank you.
Mystery Crate, watch it.
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
The conversation in the break here centered around the Steelers and whether Aaron Rodgers makes them a championship team, and
How did that
grinds
come
your,
up?
That grinds your gears, Mr. Damshek.
Well, that was pretty good of me. Yeah,
I've been practicing in the mirror.
I'm fascinated by it. I get that the roster that they have cobbled together here on a piece of paper looks good, but it ignores the reality that, there are 2 or 3 examples in man's recorded history of QBs this old going to Super Bowls and succeeding. Brett Favre didn't go to the Super Bowl. That year 41 he had with the Vikings was a high-end one, obviously. Brady at 45, but he's an anomaly who you can't compare anybody else to. And that's it. Warren Moon had a good year in Seattle when I think he was 42.
Right.
That's it. That's the whole list. So the assumption that Aaron Rodgers is going to go, I'm one of the most gifted QBs. People keep hitting me up, Steelers fans, as a fellow Steelers fan, and accusing me of being a hater of Aaron Rodgers. No. You've merely adopted the darkness that is Aaron Rodgers. I was born into it. In October of 2010, several months in advance of him winning the Super Bowl, who'd he beat there? I don't remember. When he won that Super Bowl in October, before that, I said he will go down in history as the greatest quarterback of all time. I was wrong about that, but he is the most gifted quarterback, even having seen Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and everyone else.
Somebody can dig this up from we were back in the Clevelander, I know. I don't know if it was post-pandemic or not, but I said Aaron Rodgers' whole deal is, remember that, Tony?
I remember exactly what you're going to say
Rodgers,
right now. It was post-pandemic.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers' whole deal is to not have enough so that he can blame not having enough. Like, if he ever had everything at his disposal, and all you got to do is just be Aaron Rodgers for us to win, that's his nightmare scenario.
Now, some people, that's unintentional. However, Aaron Rodgers loved surrounding himself with mediocrity.
Mm-hmm.
No. Nathaniel Hackett has to stay around. I can't do this job without Nathaniel Hackett. I need Randall Cobb everywhere I go. And no, I understand he was good. His output was good. James Jones, I need this guy. But he would always just fall in love with the talents that were offered to him that he made rise above. Joe Philbin, I need Joe Philbin. He made so many guys. Mike McCarthy should have been fired a long time. He should have been fired. Aaron Rodgers should have 2 Super Bowls. They blew the NFC Championship in Seattle. That was all on Mike McCarthy. Entirely on him. I've never seen a
The
coach.
football gods decided against the Packers that day. That is the most heartbreaking loss, objectively, as somebody who had no rooting interest in it. The series of crazy flukes that all went the Seahawks' way in the second half and overtime.
Remember the pick that the dude just decided, let me fall down on the ground.
Morgan Burnett.
Yeah. Why not run it? You had a path.
The 2-point conversion that scraped the moon on its way down and still somehow was caught on the other side. It was a series of flukes, but Rodgers 2011 and 2014 on the short list of greatest single seasons ever. But Russell Wilson also had some great seasons early on too. That's why I keep saying this Mike Tomlin thing, as though the amnesia, it seems, that is plaguing a lot of Steelers fans. I get it. We want to be optimistic about the upcoming season here, but it really feels like deja vu watching him interact with Aaron Rodgers, the same things. We have a grown-up in the locker room, and now we're ready to roll. I said that's not going to work out. They should ride with Justin Fields as a bridge quarterback in 2026. That's not the way they went. Now it feels like he's making a sequel to last year's movie, The Expendables, but now Mickey Rourke can't make the sequel, so now they're bringing in the guy who played Drago, named Aaron Rodgers, for this sequel that no one wants to see. I think talk about blame and who blame. I think they park their cars in the same garage there, do Rodgers and Tomlin. The thing that is going to happen in 2025 is finally Tomlin has blamed a lot of people. Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, old general management, all the rest of it. Now, if George Pickens thrives in Dallas and Justin Fields, that's coming to a head in week 1, a massive week 1 game. Imagine that. Aaron Rodgers
outplays him. Week 1.
Imagine if the Jets win that game. If the Jets win that game in week, where do you go from there?
Jets win and Fields outplays him.
Right.
Who looks worse, Rodgers or Tomlin?
How about this? What if Kenny Pickett starts for the Browns in week 4 or 5 against the Steelers and beats that? There would be nowhere to hide. The end of the story people want to perpetuate is this could really be it for Tomlin. It will not be it for Tomlin.
Really?
I find it hard to believe. That's not the thing with the Bengals and Steelers. The thing that they have in common is that ownership in those towns is based on owning a football team. They don't have $25 billion owed to investments in in tech somewhere.
This isn't Woody Johnson, basically.
Right.
He's got
right.
other
They're not
business
fail.
interests.
Yeah, they're not fail sons who inherited several $1 billion. Their wealth comes from having owned a football team for a long time.
Mom and pop operations.
So they're invested in Tomlin in a sense of dollars. So, they're not
based
gonna
on
bump him off.
based on the environment around Tomlin, especially the last couple of years, if this goes really sideways this year, which I expect it to, you don't. And Rodgers, obviously, it would be his final year, his only year with the Steelers. You think Tomlin remains?
I may sound really grim right now and cynical about the situation. There is no way that the Steelers are not going to win 9 games. They will, because they always do. Tomlin's greatest virtue is being the millennium's greatest floor raiser. They're definitely not going. They're keep in mind now. They won when people say, "Oh, I could see this really getting bad," like 6-11 kind of stuff. They almost made the playoffs with Duck Hodges at quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger couldn't move off his spot after he came back from injury. They went to the playoffs and were 11-0 at one point. They're going to go to the playoffs. Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph cobbled together a season that wound up in the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they're going to go over
AFC's
500. I should
really
say.
good.
I don't know about the playoffs. I take that back. They're going to go over 500.
The interesting thing is sometimes I wonder, does Pittsburgh get off on the fact that we've only had 3 head coaches in our franchise history?
Definitely.
Like that's a thing for them, and that's it's more important to maintain that streak than to fire Mike Tomlin and go get someone new.
I think that is right. I think the stability that is expressed in never having, and people talk about cynics, people who want to poo-poo that in the age of free agency, in the way the NFL operates, that Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season is insane. And that we don't genuflect more at that is remarkable. But the other side of the coin is we've gotten into this weird purgatory, and everybody acknowledges it. And it seemed at the end of last season that Tomlin finally got it. All right, we've taken this as far as we can go in the QB league. I cannot win every game 12-11 as I want to, no matter if it's against the best team or
right?
worst.
12-11?
12-11. That's clearly his preferred method of winning NFL games, whether it's against the best or worst team in the league. That's how they always will play. But I think it felt like he gets it. They now have to get a quarterback, and then they turned around and did this. Weird.
So from Steelers missed opportunities, I guess we could call that.
It would be scorigami.
It's never happened before. How about that? To the Marlins. We talked about Samson, but we didn't talk about the trade deadline, specifically the Marlins. A lot of people thought Sandy Alcantara was going to be on the move, and Zaz, he's a Marlin.
Billy, are the Marlins going for it?
They're all in, it seems like. I think they didn't add anything, but they're all in. I think they're making their World Series push right now. They didn't trade any of their pieces. Retooling. They said, you know what, we got the guys we need to make this run. No, they didn't do that.
I mean, look, they've been better, right?
Oh,
Over the
no,
last
they've been
20, 30 games.
Oh, yeah,
or
I
so?
mean, they're like
They've been one of the best teams in
technically
baseball.
in the wild card hunt because, there's 3 everyone's in the wild card hunt, but they're legitimately
Not everyone.
okay-ish.
I have to figure they were never going to trade Sandy Alcantara this year. Like, you can't trade what you want to be your best trade asset when he's at his absolute lowest value.
Well, that's the thing that's weird about it, right? Is that they thought that they were going to – this season doesn't seem like it played out at all like they were expecting it to. They thought that they were not actually going to be very competitive. I think that they thought they weren't actually going to be competitive. You say that you do, but it was a surprise that they are where they are now. And then equally as surprising was their former Cy Young winner was terrible this season. He was coming off injury. You're expecting, okay, well, he's going to come back, and this is going to be Sandy. And he was just been kind of terrible at the beginning of the year. He had an ERA over 5. And then it's like, well, what do we even get for him? We have him under control. Are we going to trade him for pennies on the dollar? And then the last 2 starts, he was looking great. And it's like, okay, now what do we do? Because now he's pitching well again, but the team is doing well. So do we now, trade one of our better assets or best asset for whatever we can get for him and kind of punt on the direction that this team is headed in. So they ended up kind of just deciding, I guess they didn't get the packages that they wanted for him. So they ended up deciding just to keep him. So they still have him under control for a couple of years. And I'm sure that we're going to get the trade speculation around Sandy and some of the other pieces again in the future. But at least for now, he's still a Marlin.
Wow.
So here's my question though. He's under contract for another couple of years.
That wow was definitely about something you're watching on TV.
No, you know what the wow was? Because they just showed the score of the Braves-Reds game. It was 12-11.
My mind was blown too.
Origami?
You brought up the Braves game upcoming this weekend, and then we talked about how Tomlin wants to win football games 12-11, and then the Braves win a game 12-11.
Is this the secret? Is that what that book's about?
Can I say all I care about is what Zaz had for dinner? Like, and
we
we
need to find out Wednesday too. Wednesday. What happened Wednesday?
What happened for dinner?
What do you mean? What happened Wednesday?
We never got a Wednesday update. What you had for dinner Wednesday, and then what you had for dinner last
you're
night.
not exactly the Bachelor anymore,
Right.
Right?
Oh no, they're back.
My younger son is back.
So
So it's just me and him. We're just guys being guys each night.
Has he challenged you?
No, he knows not to step.
You get off the boat early? Like, what happened? Why is only one kid back?
No, because the younger one was never on the ship.
Oh.
Where was he?
No, he was at his grandma's for a few days.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so to recap everyone,
I thought he was
just shipped your kid off so you could have bachelor days?
Exactly right. You could have taken him.
He was at UFC Fight Island.
Abu Dhabi, by the way.
My oldest son loves the Arab
Thank
fighters.
Sunday night we had steak. Monday
Yeah, we went out to steak, yeah.
We had pizza.
Yep.
Tuesday.
Thai food.
So now we're at Wednesday. What did you
You're
have?
right.
for
We did
dinner?
not update Wednesday. Well,
Yeah.
Wednesday was the first day that my son was back. So we ordered pizza again.
You dog. Like a real man, yeah.
The way you like it or the way that he likes it?
Oh no, the way he likes it.
What does he
Because
like?
I'm very easy. All right, whatever you want, that's okay with me. And I was
Pineapple.
I'll be honest with that. Don't
No.
bring that into Zaslow
I
Mansion.
apologize.
Really?
Don't
Sorry.
bring that into Zaslow Mansion.
Sorry.
So you're not that easygoing.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to eat like a heathen. That's right. I guess
Zaz,
I'm not that
pepperoni and
easygoing.
pineapple, the best combination of pizza. Put that.
With barbecue sauce.
Get the
Just
hell
try
out of
that.
Yeah.
We just need to change the name. I don't mind people who like pineapple over baked bread with some cheese and everything, but it shouldn't be called pizza any longer.
Gross.
When you start barbecue sauce and pineapple, well, that's no
Where
longer
are you?
pizza, is
Where
it?
are you? You're at a Hawaiian barbecue place. That's where you're at. You're not having pizza.
I've seen you eat many a barbecue chicken pizza, by the way.
Not out of choice.
Okay,
It's
but I've seen you eat
availability.
it. I've
It's
seen you eat it, though.
availability. I don't like the barbecues. I don't like anything that takes away from the standard fixtures of pizza. The marinara sauce, the mozzarella cheese, the nice dough in the crust. That's what a pizza is. Everything else should be complementing that. It shouldn't be, hey, you know what? I got that you guys like to do it this way, but I'm going to do it that way.
That's right. It's the same like we're going to call it a quesadilla. Like quesadilla is a circle that's flat with cheese and bread. Why
The
does
difference
it?
is, Dave, you
fold it
No,
over.
there's
Flip
not
that
a
one over, yeah.
this thing of like that any circle bread that you put stuff on. Now we're going to call it pizza. What about a pupusa?
And let me
those
ask.
are good, but that's two pieces on one.
Let me ask
papoose,
another question.
Isn't that like the kangaroos deal here? A papoose?
I think he was
Papoose is a
an
rapper,
up-and-coming
by the way.
rapper.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know that fool.
Which borough did he have on
5 boroughs. He had the 5 boroughs
his?
that rap.
That was actually
incredible.
That was actually wow. I was like, this guy's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
That's actually wrong. One prospect I was wrong about. Papoose.
Papoose, you put a lot of money on that one?
So Wednesday night we got pizza. Okay, that's what my son. Pizza, and we watch movies.
You didn't
all
tell
right?
me what he likes.
Oh, he just wanted cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah.
There you go. You can't go wrong
Some
with
breadsticks.
Plain Jane.
Yeah, some breadsticks.
Plain Joe.
And last night, one of my personal favorites, we got Las Vegas. You know what Las Vegas is? That's Cuban cuisine.
Las Vegas Cuban cuisine,
Love
yeah.
Las Vegas. Love it.
It's kind of confusing because we're going to Las Vegas Cuban cuisine.
Right.
You're like, wait, Las Vegas Cuban cuisine.
Las Vegas is awesome.
But then you have it and you're like,
Yeah. Well,
Pretty good.
we got Las Vegas. I get the breaded palomilo. Okay, you know my style. Plantains, white rice and beans.
Did he say empanizado? You mean?
What?
is it steak or chicken?
Steak.
Okay, yeah.
And it's breaded.
Bistec
Yeah.
empanizado.
Is it bistec empanizado?
Yes, that's right.
But the steak he's saying is right, correct.
Palomillo.
Is palomillo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I got. I love Las Vegas. I love Cuban food, man. So that's what we got last night. Now, it's not like I ordered that because, my wife wasn't in town. She doesn't love it. It's actually her favorite as well. She'll be very upset, Dave, when she hears that I got Las Vegas without her. But whatever. You're on a cruise. Hang with them. So that's what we got last night. And we watched Marvel movies. And tomorrow we're going to
What
New
movies?
Jersey. We're going to SummerSlam.
What movies?
The night before, 2 nights ago, we watched Avengers Infinity Infinity War. And then we had to see how the story ended. So last night we watched Avengers Endgame.
Was that his first time?
No, but he hadn't seen it in years. So he wanted to watch. I'm like, yes, I will. Say less.
I could say extra words. No, say less. I love that term.
Can I ask? I'm fascinated by the signature food stuff of NFL towns, and we can extend it beyond our national borders across the Atlantic and down to Brazil and otherwise. What is Miami's signature food stuff? If we were to make a list of if Buffalo claims wings and Philadelphia claims cheesesteaks and so on, what would be Miami's
Stone
entry?
crabs?
Stone crabs,
Croquetas.
Cuban
I'd go.
sandwiches,
Like one singular item.
One
singular item. I'd go
If we were to
croquetas.
have a grand competition, and I suspect eventually we will on Football America starting next Friday.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
I suspect that this will come up at some point.
It would be
Pittsburgh
croquetas.
might claim pierogies.
Then it would be croquetas here.
Picadillo?
Can you do a drink? Because
cafecito, yeah.
a cafecito would probably be like
Really?
That's, our,
That's
that's
the
our
number
strong
one.
What if we
That's
go
what
combo?
do
What if we go combo? Croqueticas and cafecito.
Can we have that?
I mean, I'll allow it today, but not next week. I'm gonna ignore it.
Wait till he tries the cafecito for the first time. It's gonna be.
Oh man.
Have you ever had one of those?
No.
Oh, can we make?
Where's
one?
Mike Fuentes? Mike
Yeah,
Fuentes, go make us
Fuentes.
some.
That's a
Why
good
not stop
idea.
working and start making coffee?
Yeah.
Ringo has
Bring
never
us
been the same.
Cuban coffee.
Never been the same.
I have been taking my coffee of late with the horchata, the cinnamon, and I like it very much. It's really introduced.
This
a
is
whole
nothing
new-
like that.
No.
No.
Okay.
Have you ever had jet fuel?
Is that what we're looking
Yes,
for?
that is what
That's
we're
exactly
dealing
what
with.
So have you drank jet fuel yet or not?
Perfect. When I leave here, I'm getting on an airplane
So-
across
Yeah.
the
You'll
country.
fly.
That'll
You
be
won't
great.
even need the airplane. You'll
won't
just
need the-
fly straight
You ever
back.
wanted to drink something and go?
Dave, this is the best way I can describe it to you. Cocaine is a controlled substance. Now take a step back and make it uncontrolled.
Terrific.
Cafecito.
Around for all my friends. Let's go.
That a boy.
So-
Mike Fuentes, get to it.
All right, so we're excited about Naked Gun, right? Like I'm
course.
excited. I think we're all excited about Naked.
Zaz, really quick about Naked Gun, because you
Yeah.
talked about how people are like, oh, wow, Naked Gun, I can't believe it. I don't think there's a generation that knows what Naked Gun is, if you want me to be honest.
You know what? That's
Because you've seen this for the first time. Like, if you're like, Naked Gun, like, what is this? I don't get it.
All right, that's a good question. All right, let's bring on my friend Brad Gilmore. All
Yeah.
right? Brad's with the CW 39 in Houston. He's also a Critics' Choice. He's got a new book out.
Yes.
A fan's look at the Back to the Future franchise. All right, it is why we love Back to the Future. He's also hosting a SummerSlam preview show with my guy Booker T, 5-time champion on ESPN Radio
Holla,
tomorrow.
Baboni.
Our pal is Brad Gilmore. Brad, how you doing? Good to see you, man. So help us out here, okay? Naked Gun, you're all over the movies too. Is there, like, Tony's question there, is there a generation that just is not going to have any idea what this movie, Naked Gun, is this weekend, and it's going to hurt it at the box office? Because I think it's going to be a big hit.
I think it's going to be a big hit, but I do agree with Tony. There's a whole generation of people who have no idea what the Naked Gun is. You say Leslie Nielsen, you might as well be speaking in Mandarin. But I think when you have Liam Neeson, you have Pam Anderson, they've been on one of the generational press runs, especially with them as a couple. I think it's going to pique everybody's interest. And I haven't seen the movie yet, but everybody's giving it rave reviews. And to me, the joke when they say man's laughter and it's manslaughter is such a classic Naked Gun joke that I think that they're going to nail this landing.
Now, are you confirming Liam Neeson, Pam Anderson? They're a couple. They were very coy about it.
They're coy about it, but I don't know why Liam Neeson's being so coy.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
you're
saying.
talking about one of the all-time top 10 dimes. We're talking about an all-time fine list with Pamela Anderson. I'd be yelling it from the mountaintops if I was him. But I think that I'm going to go on record of the Dan Le Batard Show. Brad Gilmore's confirming them as a couple. I have no inside knowledge of that, but I'm wearing a suit, so it makes me feel more legitimate.
Yeah, and you got a microphone. You're in a studio. Everything about it screams legitimacy. I believe it. I choose to believe Zaz. Now, Brad, your book is about Back to the Future. I love Back to the Future. I love it to the point where I can recite whole sections. I do any sort of prompt. My guy Dave over here said, oh, Mayor Goldie Wilson. I said, Mayor Goldie Wilson, I like the sound of that. A colored mayor, that'll be the day. You'll see, Mr. Carruthers, I'll clean up this town. Good, you can start by sweeping the floor. I love Back to the Future. It is timeless. I was thinking about actually today, sitting on the couch. I said, is this the most, not the best movie ever, but the most perfect movie ever? What is it? Why do people love Back to the Future so much?
Well, I think there's a few things. I do agree with you. It is a perfect movie, and if you don't take my word for it, Quentin Tarantino said it's on his short list of perfect movies that are ever been made. And to me, what people love about it is, yes, we like the time travel, we like to fantasize about it, but Bob Gale came up with the idea for this movie when he found his father's yearbook in the basement, and they went to the same high school, and he was like, what would happen if my parents and I went to high school together? And that is where the basis of Back to the Future is, and it really comes down to it's a movie about choices, just like life is, how one thing can change your entire future. And I really believe that's what's made it last for these last 4 decades and why it's so generational, because everybody, look, effects age, jokes don't land, but that story will always stand the test of time, quite literally. And I think that's why it is a perfect movie and people come back to it year after year.
I agree with everything that everybody is saying here about the greatness and perfection adjacent that movie is. The only issue is with Mayor Goldie, as my pal David Feeney, the cinephile, pointed out to me many moons ago, and he's right. What is revealed is that Goldie reaches his dream of being the mayor, but he's a terrible mayor. Look at the town in 1985 versus 55. I'm going to be the mayor one day. Like, well, man, it turned into crap under your watch, man. It's like an X-rated movie house.
It's a porn house over there instead of.
There's also the griminess of the 1980s. I don't think we can put all that on Mayor Goldie Wilson because he did clean up the town. He did do what he wanted to do. We don't know how many administrations he's in. How many times has he been elected? What does the city council look like? There are many factors.
I'm speaking truth to power, and you're giving them cover.
There are many factors that go into it. You can't all put that on Mayor Goldie Wilson, but we do know that he started a lineage of his family where by the second movie, the third Goldie Wilson is putting hover conversions in automobiles of the day. So he started something, and for people to aspire to, whether he was a great mayor or not. I stand by my guy Goldie.
Propaganda.
Brad, is Back to the Future 2 better than Back to the Future 3? How do you rate those two?
So Back to the Future 3 is my favorite of the trilogy. I know that's going to raise a lot of eyebrows, but before you question me too much on it, Christopher Lloyd, who played Doc Brown, when I talked to him on my podcast, he said Back to the Future Part 3 was his favorite of the trilogy. So I feel like I'm backing it up with some more credibility other than the suit and the big hair. But I think that Back to the Future Part 2 is one of the more interesting movies ever made. I can't think of a sequel, really, until you were talking about the Avengers movies. They do this in Avengers Endgame. But where you go in the sequel, you go back to the first movie and see it from a different angle. It's such an interesting film, and you can make the argument that it gave us the more iconography, the flying DeLorean, the Mr. Fusion, the hoverboard, the almanac, the Pepsi Perfect, the Cafe 80s. There's a lot more iconography from Back to the Future Part 2 than maybe even its predecessor.
Wow. So the book is Why We Love Back to the Future. Have you ever, if you break it down, Brad, have you ever come across a more ridiculous plot line than going back in time and trying not to have sex with your mother?
When you frame it that way, sure, it can be ridiculous on its surface. But at the same time, when you think about it, if you went back to your high school, okay, I'm not going to get weird here, but if you go back to the high school and the woman, the girl that everybody wants to take to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, even if she happens to be your mother, finds you appealing, right? Aren't you flattered a little bit by that? He's actually kind of flattered by it at first. He's like, you're so hot, you're so young, right? Because he didn't want to say hot, because that would definitely have made it weird. It definitely would have made it weird. But Bob Zemeckis, who directs the movie, he says the way that you pay that storyline off, and it's his favorite line in the movie, it's when they kiss in the parking lot of Hill Valley High, and she says, when I kiss you, it's like I'm kissing my brother. Like there's some space-time continuum that told her that somewhere down the road we're actually going to be related. Yeah. That's what made the movie work for him, and that's, if it's good enough for Bob Zemeckis, we're talking about Forrest Gump, we're talking about Castaway, it's good enough for me.
Brad, I want to tie a thread from Naked Gun to Back to the Future, because Naked Gun, is Seth MacFarlane is the mind behind that. And there's a scene in Family Guy where they come back to 1985 and Marty's dad is like, yeah, you don't think it's weird that the kid that we have looks exactly like the dude that we saw in high school? I think that's the biggest plot point. That's the biggest plot hole. It's not what you said, Zach. It's the idea that George McFly was cool with. Right. Hey, we're gonna name him Marty. Cool, that's a cool name. I was like, wait a second, he looks exactly like Marty. Wait,
come on, man. But do you remember somebody you hung out with for a week 30 years ago in high school? I can't even remember the name of my best friend in high school, and we're supposed to expect that he doesn't. He remembers Calvin Klein so intimately that he's like, oh yeah, maybe he bears a somewhat resemblance 30 years later. I'm not buying.
By the way, you want to talk about creepy relationship stuff? The one in Big is actually does result in vigorous lovemaking.
Yes.
With a 12-year-old boy.
Well,
she's an adult woman.
She doesn't know.
Who lays down with a 12-year-old. It's creepy.
I'll let y'all debate the merits of that one.
Now, you mentioned Zemeckis and that he's airtight and he's to be taken so credible. But his other movie, and we already mentioned it, Castaway, I'm bothered by the fact, talk about relationships, his plane crashes into the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And he survives it somehow, and he lands on this island, and somehow survives and gets off the island, and he throws himself out into the waters, and a boat happens by, and he's saved. It costs him his friend, his ball friend.
Wilson!
All of it. He makes it all the way back to Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes.
He goes to visit Helen Hunt. She's like, you missed the Super Bowl, man. We got a football team. You missed the whole thing. We almost won by a yard and a half.
Exciting.
Hey, I don't know if you heard. I was just lost at sea for the last half decade, and you're telling me about a football team? I don't give a crap.
Well, hold on,
Zemeckis.
Man. Was it Dyson?
Kevin Dyson.
Kevin Dyson,
man.
man.
Right
That's
Very
a big,
exciting.
Right there.
You want to catch him up to all the important things.
Greatest show on turf.
I got married. Also, we almost beat the greatest show on turf.
Yeah. Maybe I can distract you from the fact that it took me about 11 minutes to get over your tragic loss at sea, to get remarried. Not just to get remarried, but I've had the time to make a baby too. And also watch a Super Bowl. Let me get you all caught up on what you missed.
Yeah, it's also from The Departed School of Subtlety, when the movie ends with him at a literal crossroads.
Yes, like the rat crawling across the window there. Yeah. No, I agree. But look, Zemeckis also has a lot more killer than filler. When you talk about Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Romancing the Stone, 3 Back to the Future movies, we're talking about all that in the 1980s going into the very first year of the 90s. And then he follows that up with Forrest Gump and then Castaway. I don't know if we had a great run like that in some years. Like, who's a director who's done that many films in such a short amount of time with that amount of quality? I can't think of one in the last 20 years. Who is it?
This is actually perfect, because we've been talking about this week, right? Like, not as far as directors go, but actors. Has anyone had a better run than, what was it, Tom Hanks' 1994, right? Is that what we're talking about?
My submission, Brad, was Jim Carrey, 1994. If I ask you to find me an actor who had 3 huge box office hits in the same year on the level of Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, and Ace Ventura, who do you put up against that? One year.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Let Brad answer.
I don't think you could beat that one, to be honest with you. Jim Carrey's a phenomenal call. That's a really phenomenal call. I'm trying to think off the top of my head somebody who would rival that, and it's not coming to me. I'd have to go back and look at some of those early Leo years, because I think there was a year where it was Departed, it was Catch Me If You Can right before that, when we're talking like height of his movie stardom. But as far as movies that everybody knows right off the rip, and those are your first really 3 starring vehicles, I don't think that you really beat a Jim Carrey in the early 90s.
If you're tethered to one calendar year, that's a different thing. If it is a streak, the greatest movie streak for one actor ever is Han Solo. Ford goes Solo, Dr. Indiana Jones, Rick Deckard in Blade Runner. If you got to play any one of those roles, one of those iconic roles in your life, that would be the greatest. He played those 3 cats 3 straight movies. Then he makes Witness, so he's John Book. This movie run, look it up. There is no interruption in the early 80s for what Dr. Indiana Jones put together.
I, on behalf of Henry Jones Jr.,
Indiana was the dog's name.
I appreciate that you called him Dr. Jones, because you know what?
He earned it.
He went to 6 years of archaeology school.
That's right.
Not to be called.
He earned that. Yeah, he definitely earned that. But you know what? A lot of people talk about Indiana Jones being the best trilogy of all time. I really take umbrage with that, because you have a 4th and 5th movie that to me don't hold up to the caliber of Last Crusade or Raiders. That's why Back to the Future is the best pure trilogy out there. If you want to talk about Godfather, the first 2 are great, and then you have Godfather 3. What is another pure trilogy? You have like 9 or 12 Star Wars films. You have too many Avengers movies. What is a pure trilogy that's better than Back to the Future? I pose this question to the room.
Well, Brad, let me I'm going to stick up for Godfather 3. I think Godfather 3 is a good movie. I think
that's not a good movie.
it is a good movie. It struggles.
Sofia Coppola stinks in that
You know
movie.
what?
Yeah,
You know what Godfather 3's problem is? It's not Godfather 1 and 2. That's its problem. If you didn't see 1 and 2, you just saw Godfather 3, you say this is a really good movie. But
Coppola is terrible in it. You're right, but the thing that really takes away from it, I agree with Amin overall. It's a pretty good picture. The worst thing about it is that Pacino forgets how he played Michael Corleone in 1 and 2. Go watch him play 3. It's like who do you think you're doing here, man? You're doing Al Pacino now. Go back to doing the measured Michael Corleone that you used to do.
every time they put me back in, I was like, oh man, he lost it.
All right, settle down, man.
Brad, one more thing for you here. Again, Brad's book, 40th anniversary, Back to the Future, Why We Love Back to the Future, 40 years of fandom, flux capacitors, and timeless adventures. Brad, what's the one thing while you were putting out the book, you're doing all your research, you're talking to people, what have you, that you learned about Back to the Future that was your favorite thing you didn't know before?
It was that George Hamilton was going to be cast as Doc Brown and be his consigliere. No, I'm kidding. I think that the most interesting thing that I found out was the original title of the film was Back to the Future, but the studio executive, Sid Sheinberg, at the time said that title makes no sense. What is the movie about? How do you go back to the future? That doesn't make any sense. So he sent a note to Spielberg and Zemeckis and said, I have the perfect name for this movie. It'll make it the #1 movie of all time, and this name will ring true for decades and decades after the fact. And his idea for the movie, serious as a heart attack, was Spaceman from Pluto. He said that's the perfect title for this movie, and they all were freaking out because he had some other good ideas. He changed Doc Brown's chimp to a dog, so it went from chimp to Einstein that we know. It went from Eileen to Lorraine that was after his wife. It went from the Springtime in Paris dance to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. He was really all killer, no filler, but then he came with Spaceman from Pluto, and to me, the filmmakers, from what I found out, were shocked by this. They didn't know how they were going to get out of it, so Spielberg sent him a fax, something they used to do in the 80s that I'm sure all you gentlemen are familiar with. Yeah. And they said, thanks for the joke. It really brightened up our spirits. And they never heard from Sid Sheinberg again. And it was called Back to the Future from then on out.
Wow.
Brad, did you ever hear the stories you talk Spielberg and, Indiana Jones and all that? Are you aware of the transcript that exists of Spielberg and when they're putting together the character of Indiana Jones? And what's his name? George Lucas is saying, well, he has to be edgy. Indiana Jones has to be edgy. Mm-hmm. And Marion, who is his, they catch up in, where are they? Burma or wherever they are. Not Burma. Nepal, right. Yeah. Up in the mountains. Tibet, yes. When they meet, if you look at the language in that bar when they meet, it's pretty clear that what they're trying to pay off is what George Lucas wanted, which is that Marion, when they first met, was 12 years old.
I was a child. I was in love.
Right.
It was wrong, and you knew it.
Mean.
Hey,
yeah, I like
this
a guy
is
who
my
can
wheelhouse,
do that.
man.
That's right. But that is true. That she was that George Lucas wanted his backstory to be that he dated a 12-year-old girl. And this is true. Look up the transcript. You can find it. Brad, are you aware of this?
I am aware of it, and I am disturbed, as everybody should be. But I will say a better story for me from Indiana Jones is that they're sitting on a beach. George Lucas says to Steven Spielberg, I know you want to direct a James Bond movie. I got a better idea. I have an idea about an archaeologist named Indiana Smith. A little bit off on the title. But then in the third movie, the father of Indiana Jones, quite literally, is James Bond. I love how they brought that all back together.
Brad, excellent job, man. Tell everybody how they can get the book. Again, Why We Love Back to the Future.
Yeah, available wherever books are sold. Amazon's the easiest one. We have interviews with the cast, crew. We talk about the 3 movies. We talk about the animated series, the musical, the video game, and so much more. I'd really appreciate it if you check it out.
Yeah, and if you're into, obviously, WWE like me, he and Booker T tomorrow doing a pre-show, SummerSlam pre-show on ESPN Radio. There it is, 5-time champion.
5-time.
Good seeing you, Brad. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so we got jet fuel in front of us here.
Now, Dave, I want you to give it a smell and just let us know what you think.
So you've never had
jet fuel?
It's it's so small. Try
a whole glass.
You want me to pour you some more?
This is hold on. Or before we just, I want
to
you
lay
guys
out
walk them through it, because I like the idea. It's so small. It's like, oh, that's all I got to snort, just this one line. Yeah.
So Dave, that is brewed from a small little tin like this big, and that's pure jet fuel. So if you give it a smell, it's got mixed with a little bit of sugar and stuff. So you're going to drink the unadulterated, pure Miami flavor right there, which is where we're going to submit to Football America's round table of foods and drinks and whatever.
I think
that's one of the things that we're going to provide.
I think you should have something for beverages, because food and beverages are two different things.
Okay, maybe we'll do it. You know what? That's fine. I'm open to it. But we're going to drink it together,
Yes,
though, right? So
absolutely.
not like in Princess Bride. Never.
No. But you might have switched it with me.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, mean. Yeah, here we
There you go.
Switch it with me. There we go.
There we go.
Well, wait. What if that was my plan all along?
Exactly right.
Cheers, big ears.
Nothing like it.
This is good.
I like
podcasting.
it. Tastes very good.
Oh yeah. Wait about 5 minutes.
I accidentally had more than the allotted amount. This was back when we were in the old studio, and I realized it too late, and I was legit shaking.
Yeah,
the
you have a
whole
heart
show.
attack.
It was like the episode from Saved by the Bell, where what's her name took the
Jesse?
Yeah, when Jesse took the
caffeine
pills.
pills.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm so scared.
I mean, you broke news on this show a couple days ago, and yesterday business picked up and everyone started reporting this heist that you said is being federally investigated by the FBI. And you also said you didn't know if you were supposed to talk about it. Now that you have and people are kind of asking questions, do you feel like you need to do follow-up research on it? You're like, ooh, I should have said, because you haven't really spoken about it since everyone's picked it up.
I have actually. I did an interview with NBC yesterday, local affiliate NBC, and I've been doing my own research on the side. But also, they added to the story. Said they contacted the Miami Heat, they contacted the FBI, and no one agreed to give comment. They all refused comment. So no one said, "Oh, this is preposterous. Get out of here." It's like no comment at this time. So.
I did see one of the police departments also said that's an FBI investigation.
It
it's
is an
ongoing.
FBI.
Wow. So, I mean, what you've said seemingly is true, but now do you feel like you need to be the one that breaks through and gives the updates on this, or you're cool just sitting back?
Well, I'll tell you.
You're going to let Pablo steal this from you. Is
Pablo's
really
not well. He's not going to steal because we're on the same team. If I end up having to do an episode of Pablo Torre
you
finds
and Woj
out,
are on the same team.
Well.
What are you doing? It's the show ends.
We got 16 seconds left in this thing. Why are you trying to do Wild Billy Wednesday on a Friday, man?
That's what it means about to do.
Cafecito got to Billy.